Yeah. Yo, what up, everybody? It's your man Killer B, dog always find the general. You got a witch, I'm burning them up. Yo, we got an open panel today. Let me get this link here to drop. Everybody can come on. We're just gonna be talking about some random stuff. Yeah, we have a little fun this morning and stuff. I got a little bit of time. Yeah, we got open panel. Now's the perfect time to hit that like button on the way in. Make sure you hit that share button to get this video out there. Don't forget, once again, don't forget to hit the like button. All right? And hit the subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber. Because I got a great channel. I got awesome content. You'll learn a lot. You stick over here. So don't forget to hit the notification bell either. So you'll be notified when I hit that link, hit that button, go live and start acting a fool on these people. So what's up, Shamian? I see you up in here. What, Jerry Springer died? Well, doggone. That's crazy. Well, that's it. To the upper room with Jesus. So on that note, I'm gonna have a little intro. I got a special intro for y'all today, and we get right into it. And I'll be right back.
We just need one in the room. Just one. That's all we need.
Hey,
boom.
Andre.
There it is. Peace, fam. Peace. This tip of the spear. The debate CI operator snitch champ. I got some time to teach right now. I'm in the middle of an undercover Israelite sting. What's up, Judah? Your seeds are cursed, Judah. Your mams are like children. They mams. They cursed. Don't look like you. You're a joke. Read First Kings 9, you idiot. You're a joke. I'm gonna have like 10 pure blood Israelite children for my queen. Once my balls drop. Bottom line.
That's Chris Harris doing.
Bottom line.
That's Tell Thomas doing Chris Harris.
What's up, Jesh? Hey, Jesh.
Chris Harris invitation.
I thought you was real, dog. I was wrong. The Detroit Pistons are the Levites. I'm fine. I'm sexy. Ain't nothing you can say about me. I know I'm fine. I see you, my queen, down there in the chat, looking at me, hiding out my butterscotchosity. I'm delicious.
Butterscotchosity.
I look like Denzel Washington, procreated with an Asian bullfrog. Boy, stop. Put down the Torah. Man.
Trey Tell Thomas.
How many times you got to study it? It's all we talk about is a Torah. That's why instead of studying it, I read Black Panther comic books and watch your Gabba Gabba. I'm crushing your straw man deflective urinatic arguments. Boy, stop. Ooh. Leather seats. Leather seats. See? Leather. It's much better. See, my leather seats, they custom imported. Yeah, the Alaskan polar bear bags. SOJ, you should join my leather rubbing crew. You know nothing. You know what? My voice, it got the same pitch as a tie hooker and a prairie dog. Bottom line. We gonna stop doing this to each other. We need to build. We need to grow some as a people in love. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, what up?
Says,
Hey,
we
what's
love our
up?
brothers and sisters. We must not do
How you
these
doing?
things.
Good.
Oh, what's this? Oh. I'm about to bust some Israelites for a busted tail light. Shalom, fam. Until later. Work on the Sabbath and die.
I didn't think you were going to appear today. I thought you were going to flake, but I was just checking to see if you were still on or not.
Yeah. I got a little bit of time and stuff. I was out here acting a fool like I usually do. That was my bad.
This guy did come back up with a part for the air conditioner, but right after that I can talk more. But he's gone right now, so I can talk until he gets back real quick. So, did you watch the video though? The whole entire video about Dr. Eric Kana?
No, I didn't get a chance to watch the whole thing.
Okay. Well, let me just give you a little summary of who she is. Basically, she was an AU ambassador for Washington for the African Union, and she, I guess, got hired on back in 2017. And she's been there. She was there for a little bit over 3 years. And while she was there, she was making up her own little entities within the African Union, unbeknownst to the chairman or the people that's over her. They had no knowledge of her making like ghost entities within the African Union, where she was basically siphoning and getting embezzled money. So I found out because this white YouTuber, he lives in Australia, he's no longer on, but he had a whistleblower drop in his email a 46 document over all the types of things that she'd been running while she was there for just that little bit of time. And the reason why she was doing what she was doing is because her post was supposed to be permanent. It was supposed to have been lifelong. So she was comfortable thinking that she could never get fired. She was never going anywhere. And so she was pretty much blindsided by being fired. And they had this, undisclosed like mission to investigate her for what the whistleblower was trying to tell her. And they came up with all the things in which they claimed that she was doing. They found proof to corroborate what she also admitted to doing. So that's why they let her go. But she was online for about 2-3 years prior to that, talking about colonization against Africa and how Africa is like way behind all the French and European domination type of talk. And that if we didn't unify with Africa, that we would always be, the last, slaves to, the corporations and all that type of talk. Something felt funny in my spirit about it though, because she kept on talking about how Americans could only like pretty much save and rescue Africa, and always mention our reparations. Always said it was our, you know how you say, you have a bigger requirement if you have like other advantages. I forgot how you put it. Like it's all on your shoulder type of thing. And it rubbed me the wrong way. So I started watching her even before I found out she was fired. I had a funny feeling about her. So I was actually following her when I didn't know that she was doing what she was doing. And then as I kept following her, I found out why she was really fired. And so I've been trying to like put a light on her, because now this last video I did, she went to NAN, which is the national, it's an affiliate of Al Sharpton's organization. He's the president over this NAN. And it's an organization that he made back in 1991, where they have special meetings, groups of people that come. It's not open to the public. Well, she's railing about our reparations, and she's railing about doing a global Pan-African fund. The same type of stuff that she was doing when she was the African Union ambassador.
Wait, hold on a second. So let me get this right here. So this lady worked for the African Union thing, right?
But she was no, she was employed. She was employed by Washington though to be the envoy or ambassador to the African Union. So she's supposed to have allegiance to Washington.
American.
Yes.
So she's wow.
She's from Zimbabwe originally, but she was hired on as an envoy or a diplomat or ambassador from Washington to the African Union in conjunction with Washington, D.C. So she's supposed to be on the side of us, but she was more so rogue, and she decided to do whatever she was doing as the ambassador there and try to take over control of the African Union, was acting as if she was the chairman of the African Union and did these side hustles, these side ghost entities that she made up, pretending to, hold on, let me make sure he's not at my door. No, okay. These ghost entities, let me just read off, let me find this letter. I'll make it easy on you. I'll just read what I found. And like I said, when I found the white guy's explanation of it on his show, even though it sounded like it was authentic, even though what he was reading, I was like, wow, whoa. I still felt like I needed to get another source before I could put my stamp of approval, accepting it is, even though I thought that's what she was, a fraud. I just couldn't prove it.
But the U.S. government haven't made a statement on her?
She made a statement saying it's because she was talking against France. That was her excuse. So the reason for her being fired, she's claiming because she spoke out against, the powers that be. Oh, he might be here now. Hold on. Oh, there you go. I'm gonna go outside real quick. I'll be back. Okay. And if you leave, just close the door behind you. Thank you. All right. So hold on. Let me go. My dog is barking. Anyway, what was I? Okay. So let me find my keys. But I've been trying to let this information come out because what she's doing is she is secretly meeting with our leaders, the NAACP, the Black Caucus.
They don't know that. And they don't, the NAACP, Al Sharpton's organization also doesn't know that
they ought to know. I submitted to the State Department that I knew that she was fired, and I gave my complaint as to why is she talking to the Black Caucus? Why is she affiliating and rubbing up against our leaders? Because of her past dealings. And so I submitted it. They never responded back. I even submitted a complaint to the Attorney General in Ohio, and I did get recognition that they received my complaint. So it is on file. A year ago, I did this because I saw her.
I like you already because you don't play no games. You do
I saw. I put it on my name. I put it in writing. I went to the law library. I submitted this document I'm about to read to you right now. But like I said, there's a lot more information that could be brought up off of this one website I found where it described the 46 documents about her. It's just too small printed for me to read it. But I did it before describing what she did on my last channel that got banned like 6 months ago. But this is what it reads. It says, the African Union Commission regrets the continuation of a misleading campaign on a different media outlets regarding the circumstances of the end of tenure of Dr. Eric Kana as the African Union Permanent Representative to the United States of America. I'm gonna keep saying Dr. Eric Kana because her name is too long. But it reads that they received a letter on October 7th, 2019, bringing her duty to an end in line with the terms and conditions governing her contract of appointment. And after serving 3 years as permanent representative of the African Union mission to the United States of America. Again, it was the mission to the United States of America, but she was supposed to be American citizen, by the way. She had been living here since 1977. She is a professional doctor of 25 years now, retired. So she should have been given allegiance to us, but she has another agenda, like I said, which is a corrupt type of leader that does what they normally do, which is gouge funds from their people. And she's trying to do that to us now. Let me go on to read. So it states that per the African Union internal rules, a high-level team was deployed to the African Union representational mission to the U.S. in Washington, D.C. from October 16 to 26 or 26 of 2019 to carry out a supervisory audit of the office activities, facilitate the separation and handover processes against the mandate of the office, and to approve the program and the approved program activities. During this mission, the team found evidence corroborated by Dr. Arikana that she initiated, implemented with AU funds activities of the following entities that have no AUC formal approval or legal link to the African Union nor any of its organs. So these are all the ghost entities. It's one called African Union Africa Diaspora Health Initiative, African Electoral Integrity Initiative, Miss African Union Pageant, which she did have this so-called pageant. It was a real pageant, but she used that in the guise of facilitating and garnering money for ticket sales.
So these are her organizations that she created, right?
That she created, and no one else knew about it at the African Union.
Oh, okay, now I just want to add real quick that those names that you said all use African Union in it.
Yes, I'm not done reading though, because she had a lot more than that. She called one the African Union.
The reason I said that is because people will be more inclined, I guess, to support it if those two words is in the title. You know, like they'll make, for instance, the hip hop museum that they're making in New York City. They got like over $20 million, and they talk about that, and people are protesting because allegations against Afrika Bambaataa with molesting children, and people within the organization actually knowing about it and not saying anything about it. Now, they're trying to pass a law to they actually arrest him, right? But anyway, the Universal Zulu Nation has part on the board of the museum, and people don't want them involved, even though they're helped start hip hop. They don't want these people on the board because of all the corruption going on. And now they're trying to make the name Universal Hip Hop Museum, so to tie in the Zulu Nation. So I mean, they could take some of that $20 million and start funding it to their organization.
Wow.
You know what I mean? And they'll say the Universal Zulu Nation, the Universal Hip Hop Museum, even though they didn't start the museum, right? They have a one person on the board as a chair in there, but it makes it sound like the museum is tied in with the Zulu Nation. That's why I was saying that.
Well, she's always going to be known as a formal AU ambassador, right? Because that was her title to Washington. And she still has people calling her an ambassador today, even though she knows why she was fired. This information is on websites that you can find if you look. If you don't look, you're just going to hear her sad song about how she went against France and talked about 14 different countries are colonized by France. And they have to pay, those 14 countries have to pay France $500 billion a year. And it's been like that since the 1800s. Sad song, I'm sure, if you tell that. But she forgets to tell the fact that she carved out all these other entities, including one named African Union Trading Company, which didn't exist. Wakanda One Village Project Initiative, it didn't exist. African Diaspora Global Fund, there that is. It didn't exist. African Diaspora Federal Credit Union in the New England, African Diaspora Youth Leaders Summit, the Pan-African Diaspora Women's Association, Pan-African Diaspora Men Association, and the Pan-African Diaspora Youth Association, and an African Diaspora Retreat. She covered everything imaginable. These ghost entities that didn't exist. Now, the team found that the above entities, initiatives, associations, and or corporations have conducted the following without prior knowledge or consent and against the rules of the African Union. She utilized the African Union logo. She presented themselves as an official AU program and or AU organs. She
Damn.
used the name of the African Union. She registered the official physical address of the African Union mission in Washington, D.C. as their legal and financial domicilium, if that's how I'm supposed to pronounce it, something like that. Some of these entities are illegally registered to the U.S. Internal Revenue Services with diplomatic tax certificates applied for by Dr. Eric Kana. Raised or received funds in the name of the African Union, collected donations from private sector entities and companies like Chevron Oil Company. Donations and funds were collected in the name of the African Union mission with no evidence that any amount collected were deposited in the African Union accounts, including but not limited to the amount of $10,000 donated by Chevron Oil Company, a private entity headed by a certain Melvin Foote, confirmed that they utilized the funds for unknown activities unrelated to the African Union or its mission in Washington, D.C. In this regard, the African Union Commission has written confirmation from Dr. Eric Kana that the aforementioned initiative activities were her private engagements initiated by herself with no relationship to the African Union or any of its organs. It also found that this Dr. Eric Kana, in violation of the African Union rules and regulations, unilaterally made diplomatic appointments to several personalities unknown to the African Union and for whom she sought the U.S. Department of State's recognition of these individuals, unknown to the African Union, as bona fide envoys of the African Union. Before her separation, she signed official letters revoking these appointments, and these letters were forwarded to the said individuals, and accordingly to the U.S. State Department was informed of this revocation. And since the separation of Dr. Eric Kana, she has no further formal dealings with the African Union, and the African Union has implemented several remedial and preventative actions regarding the above mentioned issues. In this regard, the African Union's Commission reserves the right to take any legal action if necessary against any use or misuse of its name, logo, and resources by any unauthorized individuals or entities. Finally, the African Union Commission reiterates that the claims made in social media, because she went on social media, suggesting that the end of her tenure is due to any pronouncements or opinions she may have held during her 3.5-year tenure are blatantly untrue and unsubstantiated. Dr. Eric Kana herself confirmed that she has never been sanctioned by the Commission on any public pronouncements she has made during her 3-year tenure, nor has the Commission ever thought the need to do so. On the contrary, Dr. Eric Kana maintained a public presence freely without fear or prejudice to voice her opinions, and did it on the AU channel. So again, if it wasn't for these ghost entities that she made up, if she wasn't gouging money, I think it was around total close to $300,000 for all that she did while she was there, from what I remember from the other guy that was reading off the 46 documents.
That was she was able to get.
Yeah.
Wow. And then she started all the little sub companies so she could go around the world and finesse money out of people.
Yes.
And get people to mess with them with that name. So they think they can get some kind of special, favor. Because people do that. Like, know what I'm saying?
Thinking that she has like more to do in the office of the African Union, that she can persuade this or she could do that. Oh, here's her company. Do you want to make a contribution to this and help our cause out? And I can rub your back for rubbing my back. Wink, wink.
There was another lady I did a show on, right? It's a little different, but it's like the same thing. And there was a Hebrew Israelite from America that went to Africa and tried to strike a deal with the Africans to get some sanctions lifted. And he got caught. He got caught by an American government and almost did some time. Yeah. Prince Aziel, what is it? Prince Aziel of Israel. He was up there. The temple, the kingdom of Yahweh with Ben Amin over there in Dimona.
Oh yeah, the guy with the white silver hair.
Yeah.
The one that's talking about. The one that's talking about. You remember the place got bulldozed in Ghana? They say that they're affiliated with that as well. They're trying to use for that.
They bulldozed something by them.
They're claiming that an African American had this property on Ghana for about 24, 25 years, and
Uh-huh.
somehow they switched wanting to do some other type of project. They blamed it on the gays. They said that the ATQ was wanting to have that property for a special resort, which they don't believe in gay rights in Ghana. So I don't believe that that is even the truth. But that's what they claimed that it was initially. And then they had that white-haired guy that you're mentioning from the Ben Yahweh, who is an ambassador, speaks spokesperson also for the Israelites, and he claimed to be affiliated with the guy that had that property bulldozed over. They showed it being bulldozed over. Like, who is going to be able to catch it live to be bulldozed and report on
Yeah,
it? I think that
yeah,
they did that on purpose. I think that that's
yeah,
something
they do that.
to try to incite us to get some kind of feeling about it.
Yeah, hold on a second. Were you gonna say something, EB?
Yeah, my bad. Peace to the sister and everybody on here. But yeah, they just talked about that 2 weeks ago, and the guy Go Black to Africa. I think he shows a lot of videos about Africa, and I think he's with their group as well. But then a
Yeah,
lot of
it seems like he's not though, but I think he is too.
a lot of people was coming out saying that it was a handshake deal. And, you know, a lot of these places, people they move, you know, for religious purposes and this and that, and they want to run somewhere like it's some utopia in Africa. You know what I mean?
Did you know
And
that the same guy though that's being used there was also used a year and 4 months earlier about being deported from Israel supposedly, and they were fighting not to be deported from Israel because Israel gave them a 30-day notice to get gone. The same guy came back and talked about the Ghana situation. Which one is? Are you for Israel or are you for Africa? They're being pimped. They're like hoes for any propaganda. They're using them.
I couldn't wait for Killer B to come back on today. I'm getting ready for work now, but I was listening to y'all yesterday for a minute, and I was thinking the same thing, man. I'm so glad I got out of that mindset because everything becomes like a victim narrative. But then if you read the scriptures, I know Killer B, he was in it. I wasn't a part of any group, but I had, you know, studied with him for years. You know what I'm saying? I know all the talking points and blah, blah,
Yeah.
Killer B didn't talk about it. But when you look at the scriptures, it said, if you believe in that the Most High would set you in that land. You know what I'm saying? So they got all these people thinking that this and that, we're going to go over here. And I tell my kids, even though they are older now and they grown, there's no place on the face of the earth where it's going to be no peace.
No, you're right about that.
You can't run nowhere. You can't go nowhere and think it's just going to be this and that. Yeah, it may be different things, different environments and this and that, but it's so easy for these cult members to get people caught up. I mean, look at the situation in Kenya with over 90 people that just died over there.
Yeah, for committing suicide on themselves. Crazy. So they say. I find it odd. Don't y'all find it odd that 100 people can watch each other starve to death and no one just decided to go get food? Like, were they locked in there? What was going on with these people? Were they
last year
down or what?
Man let his two daughters starve themselves to death. They're trying to fast or whatever, right? And they eat no food, and they found those two girls, 14, I think 15 years old, dead in the bed together. And then they found the father's body in there. Now, they did the autopsy. It shows that the two girls died of starvation before he died of starvation. 5 days.
Wow.
And he sat up there with them dead girls for 5 days before he died.
Yep.
All over the coast.
It was a pastor earlier this year in Mozambique. That's why I watch a lot of global news. It was a pastor back in February in Mozambique. He tried to fast for 40 days like Jesus and ended up dying.
He didn't have no water too?
I guess not. And then when you look back, it was another Ugandan cult back in 2000. They killed over 700.
Damn.
700.
And these niggas want to go to Africa. That's what I got to say. These niggas want to go to Africa. I'm straight. If anybody go there, tell them I ain't coming. Because Killer B can be right here. I ain't got no desire. I was just talking about the other day, right? The next day I turn on the news, they got The people in the damn Toyota pickup trucks in Sudan driving around with them AKs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey.
I keep telling people, I'm good.
Hey, I just told one of the guys I work with, I was like, you know what? We could talk all of this and this and that. It's no problem to visit. I don't have no problem visiting. But guess what? They wasn't waiting on no God to come pick them up. They wasn't waiting for no coat to come pick them up. They was waiting for them the choppers from the US to come pick them up in the Sudan.
Yep.
They was waiting for them choppers to come over there and pick them up. And all of them was saying, I'm American or I'm British. They wasn't saying no religious ties. They was like, get me out of here.
But this lady, though, there was another lady that was just like this, another Hebrew Israelite guy called King Yahweh. What he does, he said he's a humanitarian. They made,
Yeah, I know who y'all
like
talking about.
Chiefhood.
Is he with the Lisa Ray chick?
Yep.
Yeah, he made her a queen, and he's running around acting like he's sexy and carrying on. Like he getting on my last damn nerves. I'm so tired looking at that man.
Yep. I met a girl. She came on my panel. She dated him while he was doing that.
And he think he's Jesus
like
on earth. I think he calls himself Jesus on earth, doesn't he? Doesn't he think he's Jesus or God?
I never heard none of his teachings, but all you see is King Yahweh.
He got hella celebrities on his tip. Like everybody you see is celebrities or movie stars or actors are around him.
Did you see the video I did on him?
No, I haven't seen that one. Which one? How long ago was that?
I smoked that dude. Yo, I exposed this whole racket in one video.
Oh, I need to go back. Well, tell me when's the date so I can go look at it.
All right, I'll get the link for you. What's up, Vengeance?
About a month ago or 2 months ago? Okay. Peace.
Peace.
What's up, bro? You there?
Man, just enjoying my one of many days off, man. You know what I'm saying? Had a day off for like 3 weeks. You know, just came to see what's up.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, you hear this thing she's saying about this lady in Africa?
I've had
no, she doesn't live in Africa. She lives actually. The lady that I'm talking about lives in America, but she has a lot of properties all over the world. But she is originally from Zimbabwe, and she was the ambassador to Africa Union, and she is been fired for embezzlement situations, and so now she's running around talking about she wants us to produce a fund for a global Pan-African fund for her and her shenanigans. Now again, coming to the Al Sharpton's organization NAN, preaching this bullshit, talking about she want her reparations towards Africa too. And that she wants Al Sharpton to lead a movement to start that, still in our reparations and starting a global Pan-African fund to bankrupt our asses. You know that she owes a $500 million loan that she borrowed from some supposed diasporan, I think it's Akon, because they're real close. And she owes this $500 million bond that she claims that's very cheap and it's affordable and we can pay it back for these so-called developments that she said about a year and a half ago. And that's when I was really cracking this up.
That part I didn't hear about her linking up with Akon. That's the first time we ever hearing that. That's crazy.
Oh yeah, she and him got together. If you go and put down Dr. Ericana and Akon, they get together and they were talking about trying to get us on board to help them out with their projects and stuff. That's what they want our dollar for. That's why you hear Akon always having a stick up his ass, always upset and agitated by us because we're not tripping off of him. He thought because he's a so-called celebrity that we were going to want to help him out with the Akon fraudulent Ponzi scheme city, which by the way is
Akon is funded by Chinese money, so it don't even matter.
That's what I'm saying. They got to pay it back.
You know, yeah,
they got to pay that $1 billion back, and I think that he split it with her.
Yeah, and
they want us to pay that money back.
So go back to making trap music with Jeezy and T-Pain and
Huh?
He need to stick to.
What was that?
I said he need to stick to what he knows, which is making trap music.
Well, it's too late for him. He already took that money. He took that money back in 2016. So he's not getting out of paying that money back.
Man, you see what just happened. You see what
What?
just happened yesterday with Praz from the Fugees. Got convicted.
But he can't get convicted. You know why? He's a diplomat. Akon admitted on someone's interview, I don't know if it was Joe Budden or somebody else, that he is some type of diplomat and he has immunity. So he can't be arrested for fraud, murder, or anything else. If you look up immunity, you won't have immunities for all crime.
Yeah, I heard Wyclef scamming his ass too. So I mean, Wyclef scamming, Praz scamming. You know.
You know what get me though? You know what get me? Then people in our community, they gaslight you and say, "Oh, you ain't gonna do it for the brothers and sisters."
That's what they're doing to us. They're gaslighting us to make us feel guilty so we can be happy debt slaves for them. Can you imagine if it worked?
Yeah, these people are just messing it up. And there's so many of them. There was another lady I covered. She was kind of doing the same thing. She was going to these African countries and finessing them and saying, hey, I work for these people. Or I know this person over here in America and this person in the UK. If you give me this money, you know what I mean? I could do this and this and that. And that's what Prince Aziel was doing. He went to the Ugandan people and told them, like, I think it was $2 million. For $2 million, it might have been more. He said, I'll go to America and get the council people to lift the sanctions off the country, off the humanitarian right sanctions they had on you. I think it was Uganda or something like that.
It was when Robert Mugabe was still living. It was actually the country of Zimbabwe, and it was 3.4 million.
And they got caught. One dude did time, but Prince Aziel pleaded guilty. And he got off somehow. I think he had to pay a fine. But he had got like $500,000 up front just to go do it. And how they even got to Africa, the FBI did a sweep of their organization. It had 35 people. 2 of them, I think, was wanted for murder. And they caught all types of stolen TVs, VCRs, camcorders, fucking stolen airline tickets, passports, fucking stolen credit cards, all this crazy stuff. Then that's how they use all that stuff to get to Liberia first. Because they went to Liberia, and then I think they went to Ghana. Then I think from Ghana, they made their asses over to Israel through some I forgot what it was called, some kind of act they made it, the Israeli government made to get people, Jews from other people from other places to live in the country. And that's how they got up in there. But none of them niggas had certification. I mean, like documentation, because they use all fake passports and shit. You know what I mean? So they don't even know where to send these niggas back.
Yeah,
and they finesse their way up in there. They finesse their way up into Israel.
Yeah, the Washington Post.
They all their asses out, not some of them, all of them. They still collecting money from their pensions and all types of shit over here in America. Like they said, that someone probably collecting food stamps or whatever. You know what I mean? And they die, and there's no documentation made that the person died. So as far as the U.S. government knows, those people are still alive. And it's the family collecting the money off of that shit. Yeah, they finessing everybody. This lady I was talking about, she wanted in like 3 African countries. She went to Brazil with the bullshit. I even saw an American show had her on there. I think it was in Canada. And she was promoting her own cryptocurrency, trying to get people to buy it. And if you go to the website don't even look right. It just looks fraudulent.
She has a cryptocurrency too that she's trying to push as well. I'm glad you said that.
It might be the same lady.
Cryptocurrency. It might be the same lady. She's been pushing all kinds of people's ideas of blockchain, cryptocurrency, all come from Ghana. Everybody is representative of Ghana. She's married to a Ghanaian, by the way. She's married to a Ghanaian.
Is it a Ghanaian white man?
No, she's married to a Ghanaian black African.
This lady married to a white man.
Oh,
And
must be
she
a
said
different
that
one
she's
then.
the queen. She's actually descended from the Queen of Sheba.
Oh wow, really? Mm-mm. Are we supposed to care about that?
Hell
These
no.
people are too
That's
much.
crazy. Yup.
Well, we got a whole lot of
It's
these
nuts.
vipers and false prophets. Obviously, it's not just one of them. It's about probably a million of them by now.
The earth is filled with them. Period.
Yup.
Yeah.
False prophets, false messiahs, man. We in that time.
I mean, you got to think about it. You got people walking around. It's 2023. You got people walking around like the movie Coming to America, acting like you some type of prince or some type of king. It's like, come on, man, give a reality. Y'all walking around here, like, walking around like you
High
made it to
priest.
America or something.
Yeah, you know, Ghana is always making chiefs out of people to try to influence us. They have like these tourist chiefs. There's even one for cryptocurrency chief. That's a Nigerian that's pushing Adawa coin, by the way. And he was promoted by Dr. Eric Khan as usual. Like I said, they're all trying to bankrupt us. I've been trying to warn our people that this Pan-African talk is nothing more than a way, a means of us being doomed bankruptcy-wise. And if we're all broke, we're starting all over like slaves. That's what they want. Us not to have no leg up, no option. That's why they're talking about stealing our reparations. Imagine if they managed to steal our reparations, how devastated we will be. All these years we've been thinking that we're about to get something, and then all of a sudden it goes to Africa. What do you think is going to happen? Definitely not no unity. That's for damn sure.
That's what I've been telling people for the past 4 years. Get your money and just disappear, man. Fuck all this shit.
But disappear where?
Just disappear. Pick a
Disappear?
spot. Don't tell nobody
You
where
talking
you're
about
going.
starve yourself to death?
Yup. Let's get around these niggas.
Yeah, get away from these niggas, man. Don't tell nobody where you're going, man. Shoot.
But you notice a lot of these groups, they say, let's go all the way over to another
Yup. That's what
continent.
I think I'm gonna have to do to this dip. You know what I mean? How to
Yeah. These back to Africa casts, especially with Israel, these back to Israel casts, a lot of them, it's a scam. You know what I'm saying? It's a big scam. It's a big racket.
Yeah.
Because they know people are so desperate into leaving the system that they feel is oppressing them just to go to somewhere else that they think that they're going to be sovereign. And that's totally not the case. No matter where you go, no matter where you go on this earth, you're going to be under the rule of law of somebody.
Or a dictatorship in Africa, because they like the dictatorship shit over there.
Exactly. Absolutely, sis. So it's like, you know, no matter where you go, you're going to be up under somebody.
yeah, they trying to rule your ass out of iron.
Right.
Yeah.
That's like
You know what I'm saying?
Nazi Germany shit.
Hey, Killer.
That's why I
Hey,
ain't
Killer.
going. I ain't thinking about it. I don't care.
Hey, Killer, like you were saying.
Hey. Hey. I'm over here, dog. Yup.
Hey, it was just like
I
you were
can't swim.
saying.
I can't drink all that water. I said, I ain't coming. I'm not coming. Yup. And people get mad at me all they want. I don't care. Poke me on. Yup. I like learned about stuff in Africa and all that shit. We're going there.
Do y'all want to hear her statement with Akon? Because I found the video.
Nobody can say nothing.
I found that video with Akon and
I would love to
Dr.
hear, I would love to hear a statement. Yes, ma'am. I love to hear it.
Okay, hold on. Can y'all hear it? Hold on. Here it is.
Yep.
Because at this time, as the Africans, we are ready to build Africa. We want not the Africa that the rest of the world has wanted. So here we have our own champion, the child of Africa, but truly is Africa born Indian. Ladies and gentlemen,
Y'all hear me?
welcoming Akon.
Y'all hear me?
Yeah, we hear you, bro.
Here with his beautiful wife. Come on, coming. She is the powerhouse behind everything and
I think it's like a super
I cannot tell you.
If you want, you can go to a a YouTuber name. It's called Make Africa Great, and it's 10 months ago that they did it. So you can put it up on the screen for you to hear it better, because I know it's probably really dim from my end.
Okay.
I just got my air conditioner fixed, and it's kind of warm, so I have fans running, so it might be a little bit too noisy to hear it. But just go to Make Africa Great, and if you go find 10 months ago, you'll see it says the day Dr. Eric Kana and Akon came together with the aim of changing Africa. This is why I say that I believe that the secret diasporan is Akon, that gave her half that money for her to do this scam that she's doing with us, talking about a fake Wakanda city to be built in Ghana, for instance, knowing full well that just back in 2013, they came up with this hoax of the Hope City in Ghana by the then president Mahama. He claimed that he was going to build a technological high-tech city called Hope City, and it never manifested. But it was supposed to spend about 10 billion to build. So whoever gave money towards building that city, it never materialized. It's 2023. There ain't no hope. There ain't no city. It's probably a rock somewhere in someone's field. That's all they ever do. So she's mimicking what he did back in 2013, claiming to do a Wakanda city, and that's what Akon's trying to do. Build the same blueprint of a lie scam, claiming the Akon city. They know that we have a short-term memory, and they know that we're highly emotional, and that if they say the right key things using Wakanda City over a fictitious fucking movie, dumb Americans are gonna be so gun-ho to go and jump for it. And I'm so ashamed sometimes that I am even affiliated with these types of people that will even be so gullible, but they are.
Right, and the thing about it is, the thing that woman Akon is trying to do is not going to happen under the watchful eyes of the European Union, because they have investments in West Africa.
Exactly, they're promoting them. They're the ones that's pimping them to pimp us. I already know China's pimping Akon and Dr. Eric Kana, and the European Union is pimping them as well, because they're over the African Union.
Yeah, because anywhere there's a centralized bank on the planet, you got to ask their permission to move in a certain way. And
yeah, they're trying to change that though with the BRICS. They're trying to change some of that with BRICS though, but that's not going to affect all of Africa, especially Ghana. Right. The ones that are deeply involved with UK, they're not going nowhere. The UK or France, for the most part, they're not going nowhere because they have them down locked. Did you find the video yet under Make Africa Great? 10 months ago.
10 months ago. I'm still scrolling.
It says the day Dr. Eric Kana and Akon came together with the aim of changing Africa. It's on June 20th, 2022.
They got a video of it? You saying?
Yeah, it has a video where you can put it up and you can see it better, and you can see her fake Wakanda City. And like I said, they're just pretty much gonna hustle us until we're bankrupt and we're debt slave until their so-called supposed developments that they don't have to develop, but they can just make us debt slaves forever. That's what they're trying to do, and it's just very disrespectful. Really, I'm offended. Playing us like that, and everybody's like, okay, let's just get some food and some goat meat. Shit right there. It is sickening. It's just like the Esau story all over again. We're selling our birthright for some fufu and some goddamn soup, some stew, some goat stew.
That's a great analogy. Yep. For some lentils and red pottage.
Yeah. Some damn fufu like that's gonna just change my life. Like, I fuck that damn fufu. You take that shit. I play putty with that shit. Get the fuck out of here with that.
That's right.
Did you find it yet?
Yo, you be cooking, yo. I watched
it. I don't hate Africans. I want anyone listening to know that I do not hate Africans. Because people assume if you say anything wrong about Africa, you hate Africans. No, I hate corrupt leaders, flat out. I don't want to be a part of the New World Order. I don't want to be a part of being a debt slave to corrupt people that don't care nothing about me. I don't want to deal with people that want to see me destitute with no leg up and no options to be a free men of America. That's what we are. That's what we earn. That's what we should continue to want and desire in our life. We do not want to ever go back to being enslaved. We might be enslaved mentally here in America, but we're not physically enslaved. And we don't want to go back to that either. So if I have a corrupt African leader that hates me, I hate them specifically. But I don't hate every African because they don't even know what this is all about. You know what I'm saying? They're too busy trying to survive every day to even care to know. But I'm talking about these people that are running around. Like, mind you, this woman's been out since 2017. She got fired in 2019. And she's affiliated with Ghana. She's married to a Ghanaian. Ghana's talking to us all the fucking time. Nigerians and Western Africans, all these past corrupt, treacherous people are now in our ear talking about, we want your dollar, sister and brother. Like, come on. This shit is unbelievable, really.
God, accidentally scroll past it. Hold on, let me scroll up.
It's called The Day.
My thing popped up. Well,
June 20th.
Hey, what's the lady's name again? You said with the thing.
The Hope City investment. I don't know how much Black Americans invested in it. I just know that it was around back in 2013. They did have Chris Brown though perform at the opening of this so-called proposal to have this Hope City. So he had a concert there in Ghana. He was twerking about and had some weed that he was smoking on stage, you know, promoting this Hope City concert that they never materialized this Hope City. So they use us to bolster their so-called development or proposal or plan. And if it doesn't manifest, whatever money they make though, in the meanwhile, it's theirs. They took it. It's gone. They ain't giving it back. So how much they develop, how much money they got, I don't know. They were trying to get $10 billion though. That's what they were trying to get. Did you find it? Yeah.
Damn.
Again,
it's Akon City a scam.
Yeah, it's a Ponzi scam.
Yeah, I click on that shit to see. Okay. All right. Share. Hope City.
Then they act like you ain't supposed to talk about it.
Yeah, they get mad if you talk about it.
Gotta expose these type of people, man. You know what I'm saying? Got to, man. Because Black people have a long history of looking for Messiah figures to come get them out of their problems. And they play on that every time.
We're so emotional, though. I've learned to turn off my emotion. I get mad more than anything, but I don't get all sentimental no more. Like, I ain't got time for being sentimental with nobody no more. Like, if you didn't know me in my past, fuck sentimental.
Absolutely. They always allow some random nigga to walk up and be like, oh man, I got the solution to Black problems. Just give me X amount of money. You can hit my Cash App, PayPal, Zelle.
The nerve. Like, they turn everybody into hoes today.
There was a dude they call Solving the Race Problem that was debating on SVDL, right? And one of the sisters, this was when we had broke away from tour nights and all that stuff, right? And she had a problem with saying, yo, that dude's scamming. I'm like, what do you mean? Right? So she started getting at him on one of my streams. So I let them both on. And she was like, well, I let him speak. I let him explain his business. I was like, go ahead, plug your business. Tell me what you do. Right? And then I just asked him questions about it. I said, so what do you actually do? Like, what's the process that you have when you go to a city and solve their race problem? Right? He said, oh, you're going to have to go to the website. I'm like, I'm on the website. It's not explaining anything. And I just kept pressing him. And he was getting angry. I say, brother, how can you get mad at me? How am I supposed to give you some money? I'm supposed to give you some money and you can't explain what you do? Is this a secret until you give
And let's start off with that. Because last time you were here, you're saying that Akon City was supposed to open in 2000.
Oh, shit. I can't play that motherfucker.
Yeah, that would be unstrikeable. What happened to Make Africa Great? You never went there.
Yeah. The lad don't play that shit. So I got
No, you can't even play a little bit.
Motherfuckers ain't getting me. I'm not even gonna play a little bit of that motherfucker. I played enough of that motherfucker already. He getting me talking about we gonna take your monetization and shit. Dude, fuck that. I don't use that nigga shit. I do.
Badara Akon Thiam, famously known as Akon, has given up on his previous music career to pursue bigger dreams in entrepreneurship. I guess the music industry just wasn't cutting it. As of recent, he's transitioned to projects in Africa based around technology and solar power, but there's not much transparency surrounding his work. But don't be fooled. I'm sure we're in good hands. After all, we're talking about Akon here, and he has big plans for the future. In a genuinely devised plan, or a midlife crisis, as I would describe it, Akon is building his very own city known as Akon City, which is estimated to cost north of $6 billion. To be honest, I'm just surprised Kanye didn't beat him to it first. Akon chose his homeland, Senegal, as the land to erect his wondrous new city, which has led many to compare it to Dubai or the African fantasy city, Wakanda. I bet you would too if you saw the promotional video posted 2 years ago. Wow, look at this. Honestly, this looks pretty dope. I would live here. Is this the new roller coaster tycoon?
I was about to say that. I was just about to say
These aren't even buildings, though.
They
What are
tripping.
these structures? Are we capable of creating
It's not even
these?
humanly possible to build that shit.
them niggas in Africa had that shit fucked up in 4 weeks. Them little niggas on those Toyotas driving down the street in that motherfucker.
You trying to build a city where everybody can ride a Tesla and shit?
Hell no.
I ain't going over there. He can build that shit if he want. If he won't be there, I'll tell you that right now. He build that shit all he want.
Hell no. Ooh-wee.
$1 billion. That ain't enough to
All right,
build no
Akon,
goddamn
keep
city.
fucking around, nigga. Keep fucking around, Akon. They gonna lock you up and never let you out like those songs say.
My block probably costs more than $6 billion. He talking about a city. He's gonna show all that shit. Man, get the fuck out of here. He gonna take that money and run it and become an African warlord. Ain't no way in hell.
Oh, thank God. It's only 100 kilometers away from Dakar. I was getting worried. Bro, the buildings look like intestines.
I love his sarcasm.
Akon
Look at that.
played
You
one
can't
game
make
of
no
Halo
city
Wars
looking
as
like
the
that.
Covenant,
This reminds me of the
and this
Jetsons.
was his semen-induced fever dream.
And if they ever did make a city like that, know how I would picture it? With no niggas. There would be no
Boom.
niggas
There you
walking
go.
around that motherfucker.
With robots.
That's
With robots.
Because it ain't gonna take no time for the European Union to be like, yeah, we came to bring democracy
You know what I'm
to
saying?
the city.
They would have no jobs for them because that shit futuristic. They're gonna have automatic servants and shit. So the
That's the
Africans ain't gonna be
Jetsons right
working
there. You remember that cartoon called The Jetsons? That's what
Yeah.
Jetsons look like.
Yep,
Something like that.
that's the Jetsons, exactly.
The only people that's gonna be living there is people
And
that's
we already
Bill
did it
Gates
with
in his
the
time.
guys. That shit
This shit
crazy.
gonna be strictly for the celebrities.
No, this a goddamn lie.
Who does he think he is? Bending the laws of space and time itself? I just realized, bottom left corner, we have bad consultant. That gives me hope. Listen, if he can pull this off, all the more power to him. Yeah, I'm buying a ticket to Akon City. However, something tells me that we're not quite there yet. I don't know, it's just this small little inkling, this voice in my head.
A small little inkling.
Software engineer,
A graphic designer.
a data analyst,
And build a whole.
And
for security.
Only a nigga believe that shit. So that shit's the.
Oh man. Did he freeze up?
You know, I think a lot of people starting to wake up though.
For sure, for sure.
It's sad, man.
I hope we do because, like I said, we got real enemies that are blackface for sure.
Yes, man, sure do.
All right, we get the point. But I mean,
That's the
talk
main
about
one.
an engineer's nightmare. It's like I'm watching a futuristic Sims trailer. It's like an art student's senior thesis. Here's what it would look like this, right?
They
I
can't
mean, it
make no
looks
city
great
like looking
if
like
you're
that.
into
Come on.
accordion architecture and pappardelle
You
noodle
could build a
buildings.
Flintstone
Looks
though.
like
How?
stacks of dirty laundry
Yeah.
plopped on top of each other. But hey, it's a trailer. We gotta see more. If we go to
Yeah, this nigga, he said that shit looked like a bunch of clothes piled up, wet clothes piled up.
Damn.
Yeah, this shit crazy.
Like I
This
said,
shit's really crazy.
like I said, it look like something that Bill Gates is
the
gonna make
website
30 years from now.
aconcity.com menu, you got this nice district
Yeah.
tab, right?
Yeah.
Let's see here. We got African
And
culture.
I don't believe Bill Gates to build it before I believe this nigga to build it. Y'all can say what y'all
Cool.
want to say. And
If
I'll
Bill
go to
Gates built
his city.
something like that, it ain't gonna be for niggas. Straight up.
This shit gonna work. Yup.
Village, offices and residential, entertainment district, health and safety, education district, technology district, and the Sennawood district. Apparently, Akon Tower is in the Sennawood district. And if you couldn't guess already, you can grab a beer at the pub, maybe even get grinded on by Akon himself. I mean, we gotta check out the African Culture Village.
African Culture Village.
Pretty sleek website design. Gotta hand it to him, man. So here's like the main hub of Akon City, right? And then conveniently connected to it is the African Culture Village by this land bridge. Except it looks like there's some holes. You might
That's
want
where
to
they're
get that
gonna keep all
patched
their
up. The last thing you want is residents of Akon City falling into the abyss while they're just trying to learn some history. And then above it, we can't even click on this zone. Maybe we haven't progressed far enough in the Akon City Battle Pass, or maybe we got to reach a higher level. I'm curious, what's going on up here? The
That's what
last
it
thing I
is.
want to find out is that this is where the blood sacrifices happen after I bought my virtual ticket. According to Akon City, all phases of construction will be done in 2029.
Wow.
There are 2 phases in total. Supposedly, phase 1 of Akon City should be finished relatively soon by 2026,
Bullshit.
allowing thousands of tourists to
That's
come and
2023,
relax,
nigga. You
see
talking
the
about 3 years
sights,
from
eat
now.
some food, and vibe out. They
He ain't gonna
intend
be
to
building
have
no
rows,
city by
hotels,
then.
malls,
Yeah, it's 2023 now.
The fuck?
You know, build no goddamn city.
They just want money from us for us to be debt slaves for their imaginary non-development city that they're not even going to develop. They're going to say, "Oh, this happened," or this happened, this situation came up." All these different excuses they're going to come up with and run off into the sun with people's goddamn money. Watch.
These motherfuckers might as well just give the country to these other countries. They might as well just do it. Because they after all these goddamn time and shit, they ain't done shit. They ain't done nothing with Africa. Nothing. And they sit there talking all this shit. Might as well just give it to the motherfuckers. They might as well. They might as
There
well.
go the video.
Because
Hey,
for
there go
us
the
to
video.
sit here and wait on them.
Hey, yo, there go the video the sister was talking about in the private chat earlier. I found it.
It's where?
It's in the private chat.
Say that again.
It's in the private chat.
Oh, I'm bugging.
Yeah, the video the sister was talking about earlier.
Okay. All right, cool. All right. Let's get up off of this.
So do you see more of a trend where people are leaving their jobs, those traditional 9 to 5 hours, and doing their own thing?
No, it's definitely bigger than that.
That shit sound like a fraud.
Wakanda.
They got the drums and it.
To come to Africa is going to have to be brought by the Africans for the Africans. Because at this time, as the Africans, we are ready to build the Africa that we want, not the Africa that the rest of the world has wanted. So here we have our own champion, the child of Africa, the one who truly has Africa born in him. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Akon. And also, let me say, he's here with his beautiful wife. Come on, sweet, you gotta come in. She is the powerhouse behind everything and anything that Akon is doing. I cannot tell you what she did to get Akon here today.
I'm sorry to say, if a white woman would have sat down, yo, I would have been hollering. I would have shut the live stream off.
She is not black. She's not black.
I look for a white woman to sit down. I said, yo, please let me a white woman
She
go
looks
sit
like
down.
she's Egyptian or some shit like that. She looks Egyptian or something.
I saw that email. I was like, no.
We got an Arab wife.
No. And as she turned around, I was like, oh. Yo, that'd be, I would have hollered, yo. And white woman would have sat down. I said, she's the backbone of all this.
He's coming from the African Union headquarters in Addis Ababa, where he was addressing the African Union. She canceled all the meetings that Akon had to make sure, because she said, Ambassador, we normally charge a lot of money for Akon to get out. But this one, she said, no, you are going to the AU, and this is about us. No charge.
No.
So all power to my daughter here for making it possible for not only Akon being here today, but also being able to have addressed the Africans at the African Union last Friday.
Fantastic. Okay, we have Akon.
She said it all. No, we still want to hear from you.
Definitely thank you guys. Thanks for having me for the invite. I think the importance of the diaspora being a part of Africa's development is very necessary. And one of the main reasons why I'm here to show my participation and do my part. And I think it's a responsibility of all Africans in the continent and outside the continent to show the energy towards the development and the growth, and also to be an important model for the generation that comes behind us and give them the credit as to.
It would be funny if they made an agreement on reparations and just give niggas, oh, you want money? They be like, yeah, but the money is for y'all to move back to Africa.
They're making agreements for our reparations. That's my whole point. They've been talking to our leaders about our reparations without us, though.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep. That's crazy.
This
There
is
shouldn't be
wild,
no
yo.
Africans involved with that shit. There was a English lady. She was some kind. She had a PhD in some shit, right? But it was in what she was talking about. She said, "Okay, and when we deal with reparations, we must consider and stuff that usually when you deal with that, you have to go to the source of the issue." And basically, she was pointing her hand at Africa. She's like, "Those are niggas that was selling this, selling the motherfuckers. We was buying. Know what I'm saying? They was making money in the hood. We was spending money in the hood. So, like, that's true. Ghana gonna have to give up some bread too, along with the white folk.
But they're not going to do that, though. The thing is that they're not going to do that because you know that when they ended slavery, they gave reparations to like UK and America and all that. Africa didn't get their portion of so-called reparations, and they want to get that now. That's what they're trying to do. Huh?
They should give up the country. They should give up the country. Let America have it, right? And they just put some niggas in charge. But you know, America has that shit back in 4 weeks.
You know they're not
Niggas
going to
gonna
agree to
put
that, though. They're not going to agree to that. They need to go to war with France is what they need to do, is go to war with France since they have such a big issue with France, but they're not going to step up and do that.
You had that motherfucker look like Haiti and shit 1 month.
They probably
Yeah.
See what it is.
they probably said we already gave y'all Liberia.
That ain't our shit. I ain't got no relatives from Liberia.
Liberia. And they got Africa butt naked running around there. That nigga, the warlord and shit. He went and spoke to IUIC.
I know. That's why you know that there's some sick individuals to be speaking to a guy that ate people and killed people, ate their heart and all that kind of shit, and you want to make peace with him first? The fuck? There's some sick individuals. I ain't following that guy to my doom.
Yeah.
That will be another tragedy that we'll be hearing about.
Hey, Akon about to come out with a new single called.
Oh, can you play the tape some more?
My bad.
To move it forward, so hopefully, the movement that we're making will help you educate and also, not only demonstrate, but also to motivate Africans around the world to make sure that they do their part in this development of Africa itself.
Where do you feel like we need to concentrate our biggest amount of energy?
I think majority of the energy needs to be concentrated on the diaspora. I think it's going to be the diaspora that brings forth the knowledge, the know-how, the resources to the continent as far as the development stage of it, because Africa, the population is definitely there, the resources is there. The want is for sure there. But the resources I think that we need to concentrate is getting African Americans more involved in the economy, period. I think it's been a huge project.
He wants to have us bear all the weight of the debt.
Yep.
This simple but brilliant trick you can do tonight to eliminate
African people, help us help you. Help us help you.
No, I want them to help their own damn selves.
I'm gonna rob you.
The mental state of African Americans as far as to how they view Africa, what Africa is to them.
Nothing.
Them taking the initiative to want to go home, learn more about Africa itself, and be a part of Africa's growth is going to be key.
So what do you think of the Chinese influence? Their influence on Africa. What's your take on that?
My take on it,
That guy is the producer of the Wakanda City, the Black Panther, I think.
To actually do something.
Wow.
There's been colonization from many different cultures in Africa.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, they brought nothing to the country.
They think they know they're doing it. Niggas like rap music. These niggas, they like rap music. They like the movie. With the crime.
Yeah, they're saying we're dumb as fuck is what they're saying. We're dumb as fuck. We can't think critically.
They saying that we dumb as a motherfucker.
And we can't think critical.
Yep.
Well, I'm using critical thinking, and I'm telling you that these two right here are our foes. They're predatory fucking vultures.
And you see how he was sitting there? He didn't even know what to say. Like, they just called him to be there. Like, we gotta show your face, nigga. Just show your face so these niggas will listen.
He didn't want to talk because he feels like it's beneath him to speak because he's supposed to be the shit, right? He's supposed to be all that. That's how I take it. He's trying to act like he the man. He ain't supposed to say nothing. He the pimp. He ain't got to respond or say nothing. You handle that. That's what he was trying to do.
And that lady, American since the 70s and shit, still talking like that.
That's what pimps do. They say shit and don't explain.
Yup. They don't say a motherfucking thing. They just motion and look a certain way.
Facts.
The concept of the land, the resources, but yet there's nothing been given back to Africa, no development whatsoever. And I just feel like, at least with the Chinese, they're doing something, they're saying something. So I actually welcome it, me personally.
Well, nigga, go get the Chinese people then.
Yeah, Chinese gave him $1 billion. That's why he said that.
The American government was stopping the importation and the exportation of slaves to the point where they had to do it on your borders. Had to do it on your borders to stop it. And y'all was still selling the slaves to the smugglers. They didn't even have enough ships to patrol the whole west coast of Africa and the whole west coast of the United States. They ain't had enough boats. And y'all niggas was steady selling niggas. So no, you gotta help yourself, nigga. And you gotta pay America back for all those soldiers on those ships that died trying to stop slaves from crossing that water. All the American soldiers, all the British soldiers. You owe America and Great Britain money for still selling them slaves when they didn't want no more. You was steadily sending them over here. They stopped the importation of slaves in America, in the United States. In 1802, they brought it up. And it was passed by 1804. That's like 25 years from the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And 55 years before they ended slavery, period.
Mm-hmm.
But they stopped bringing them in.
Yep.
And you need to steady pumping them.
The same here. We still have a lot of young folks. And how do we connect? I think music has done it. Movies have done it. But we don't know whether those images are really helping to tell the African story or the African American story. So how do you think that?
They talking about movies and shit.
And they started talking about African Americans too.
Yeah. Talk about movies and music. That shit don't mean shit when you talking about this.
I got a question, because I don't think he never or that lady ever answered this. Let's say they do get this off the ground. What would the military look like? What would the police look like?
They would look for us for that. They would look at Americans. American U.S. soldier. We need black American U.S. soldier. Oh, no.
Like I said, they build that shit tomorrow. It'll be democracy in that bitch by Saturday. They'll be looking like third world Iraq.
On top of that shit. Then I'll go over there. When the United States get that motherfucker, then I'm going over there. I'll go over there. I go over there. Yup. I go over there. Yes, I will. I'll be the first one on the plane ticket. Oh, United States brought Africa? Bet. I'll be right over there. Like, I got my bags packed and shit. I got my little Hawaiian shirts and all that shit. Yup. I'm out. Yup. Other than that, shit.
Telling you, man, like, they're not thinking about this, man. Real quick, I'm telling you, they really not thinking it because they do try to build something like this, right? And they're gonna take them for America, like, okay, put a ray gun over there, and then have Biden go up on the State of Union address and say, Akon got weapons of mass destruction. We're gonna take all that shit.
They just need to do. They just need to give that shit up. They really do. Like, they complain about. I know a lot of black people be mad at me saying this shit, and you know I'm part of the way this be making jokes to the shit too. Really, but in a way, I'm serious. Like, look at the fucking country. And like that shit crazy. Like, that shit haven't even caught up to the rest of the world. Some of the worst countries in the world, they haven't even caught up to. And you can't blame that on the white man. It's they own. We can read about it and see it on TV all the time. They be corrupt as hell, but they ain't corrupt where they tearing down shit. Corrupt niggas in America, they just get your money and be out. You don't even know they took your money. Like, you know what I'm saying? These motherfuckers shit had them niggas on their trucks. They murdering motherfuckers and shit. They allow people to
genocide against different tribes. Yeah.
And I know I'm probably talking some stereotype shit, but goddamn, we looking at it like, you know what I'm saying? It's like there was a real Ghanaian YouTube channel. These was Ghanaians, and they was showing the like the markets and all that shit. The motherfuckers was cooking up a dog and shit on the side of the road, selling the motherfucker. And her ass ate it too. And she ate it. She said, look at these African niggas and shit, cooking this goddamn dog. She said, oh, it's tender. It's tender. And it had a dog in the background and shit just looking at them. Like, y'all some foul ass niggas. I gotta find that video and show that shit. I gotta find that video again. They had the motherfuckers eating monkey jerky. The people sitting there eating the armpit of a goddamn chimpanzee. Like literally, like the whole arm, and they was eating the pit of the arm. So it's good. It's good.
And they got this bitch eating gorilla piss. God damn.
They had the dog. They show how they killed the dog, and they burn the dog's skin. They burn the skin off the dog.
Damn.
They sit there with a razor. They had a big razor scraping the skin of the dog like you do a hog and shit down south to get the hair off the motherfucking hog and shit. And they put that motherfucker right up on the garbage can and shit and cook that motherfucker up. And mix it with some herbs and shit, look like some garlic and oil, and gave it to that lady. That lady sat there and ate it and said it's good. I'm straight. They can have that motherfucker. I did ask it. Yeah, I was gonna go to China. And this son came, but I was like, all right, it's not the best thing for me to go to China right now. But I was gonna go to China to do some business and shit. And you know they got crazy shit over there. But I'd rather go to China than fuck with these niggas. Cause there ain't nobody coming with no AKs and no Toyota. They shit that gonna snatch your ass up in the goddamn room somewhere or something. Now I'm good.
I think the art is key, you know, because this younger generation, such as myself, what attracts us is the art, you know, the lifestyle. Especially when we look at America's young African American generation, it's about the glitz and glam. So if they're constantly being fed the historical part of Africa, you know, the slavery, the history, the jungles, clearly that's not.
The backpack.
By the way, that their lineage is slave traders.
With the back of the backpack on her back for somebody to rob her motherfucker.
Did you know that their bloodline though is slave trading, especially the Senegal? Yep. I don't know about Zimbabwe. I think so though. I think they were part of slave trade. Both of them.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Their bloodline is not ours. They're slave traders talking to us about resources and that we need to connect to Africa. I'm sick of these motherfuckers. Well, that's what I wanted to reveal to you. There's really nothing else that I have to say. You know, the proof is in the pudding. They're coming for us, though. As you can tell, after talking to Al Sharpton, I wonder where else she's going to go. But I alerted, you know, the State Department about her. And I might have to do an update and alert NAN and let them know that I know who she is so that they don't be trying to play dumb. But it's just awful that we have no leadership. We have nobody that's protecting us. There's nobody that's investigating any of these people to even see where the fuck they coming from. Like I just did a test run on that hoe and just happened to find out she's a fucking embezzler. So,
yeah,
you know, we got to do this type of stuff though, instead of just being all soft on YouTube talking about my brothers and sisters. We should be loving one another bullshit. Yeah, we hear you now.
Okay. Yo, I literally got 5 minutes, yo. I gotta wrap it up.
Okay, thank you for having me on. Can y'all please subscribe to my channel though on For Black Righteous Folks Home?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
And I wish I could drop a link, but I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to do it. Can you do it?
Drop it in the chat or put it in the comments.
I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get it here.
I'll hang up though, and I'm gonna go in the chat room real quick.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
Sir. Appreciate that.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Yep. All right, y'all got any
Goddamn,
last
bro.
words?
He gonna rob you. You
I was just gonna
already
say I was reading the
know. He
report.
go to his city. He go.
Yeah, I guess y'all can't hear me. Shit. Y'all got any last words?
Yeah, I was just reading the report. They said, the richest black people on the face of the earth is right over here, quote unquote, black people is right over here in the U.S. So, I mean, we have plenty of money. Of course, we got a long way to go, but it's like, take for instance, if you from Detroit or from Chicago or Houston, and you try to move somewhere in somebody else's city, we just use a city. Negroes gonna look at you like you crazy. So you trying to tell me you gonna fly 4,000, 5,000 miles away to another continent and set up shop like we home now, y'all. We cool. That shit crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, you already know what I'm getting ready to say.
Lie, you got any last words?
Yeah, you already know what I'm getting ready to say, Killer B. The hell with these camps, the hell with these coats.
Yes, it is. My
Live your
internet
life,
jack.
bro.
For sure.
Live your life,
Hey,
man.
y'all have a good day, man.
All right, yo. Peace, y'all.
Can y'all hear me? I know y'all can't. They that sure don't hear y'all. But everybody left the panel. That's why. All right. I'm putting that link in the chat now. Oh shit. Subscribe to the sister's channel. All right, they got a link right there. My bad, y'all. All right. Oh, I did put it in the chat. Okay, all right. Her channel's linked in the chat, y'all. Go subscribe to her channel. I'm up out of here. I gotta run. I'm Killer B the Witchfinder General. Like, share, subscribe. Peace, y'all. Wait, I put the wrong link. My bad. Put the right one in the comments. I gotta run. Ah, shit. All right, I'll fix it. I'll put the right one in the comments later. I'll pin it on the comments.